Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In today's session, let's discuss about creating a bot or webhook which can send alerts from Tradingview to Telegram along with the screenshots or along with the chart snapshots. Right. This is not a new idea. I've already published two ideas on the same lines, but I made lots of changes and advancements to existing repository, and we have few options. We have few different options, and also enhanced few things like a login process. The login process actually broke from the existing repo, and because something might have changed the TradingView login page. I was using Selenium for logging in, but I think some of the internal IDs or something might have changed, causing the issues. So instead of using Selenium for login, what I'm doing now is trying to use a session-based logins or creating backend call to generate the session IDs. All right, so let's get started. Before getting started, if you have not gone through this particular video of how to create a simple webhook to send alerts to Telegram, I request you to watch this before proceeding ahead, because this contains a lot of basic things such as using replit or creating Telegram bots using a bot fodder, or are using Postman and all this, all the different things. So this is kind of a basic. This content gives basic idea on what all required and how to use different things and all before proceeding with the current idea. So request everyone to go through this if you've not done already. So there's also another idea here, which is an extension of the first one. Here we are also sending a chart snapshot along with alerts to the Telegram bot. So this we don't need to really go through, because I made a lot of changes to this and don't really need to, since I made already a lot of changes to this, a lot of things which are mentioned here will be redundant, so maybe we don't need to really go through that. Right, we'll discuss from start to end, how to set up and how to use this bot and everything. Right, so let's get started. So first thing you need to do is go to the repository, TradingView Telegram bot, from Trendoscope algorithms. So you get all the information, step by step information here. So first thing you need to do here is to clone a replit repository. So go to replit page, click on this page, so it will take you to this page. So you can clone this or fork this by using this option. So when you fork it, then what happens is it creates the repository in your home page, and you'll be able to do all the modifications. Okay, so once you've done this, once you've forked this, then the next thing what you need to do is set some of the environment variables. So they're called secrets. You can find them in the tools here. So click on the secrets, and you see these are the secrets which I have. So channel and token, these two are mandatory secrets you need to set. So that is based on, again, the bot which you created using bot fodder, and also your channel ID and all these things. So that you need to, these information you can grab from this and populate in these secrets. Right, so these are mandatory. Without this, our bot will not work, our webhook server will not work. So the next thing is username, password, or session ID. So you don't need all of these, or you don't need any of this. So this is only required if you're using a chart which is accessible only by a particular user. For example, if you look at this chart is not shared. For example, this is not shared, sharing is turned off here. So if I try to use this without logging in, I will get an error saying that the chart not found, the URL not found. So in order to use that, then what we need to do is we need to log in and then use a chart. Right, so that's why we need this login and username and password. These are TradingView username and passwords. So if you don't want to give username and password of TradingView, you can also give session ID. So what happens with the session ID, how to get the session ID is simple. You got to log into TradingView in your browser, and then click on this icon here, and then go to cookies and tradingview.com, and you can see the session ID here. right? The session ID, you click on that and I grab the content. I'm not going to click on this now because it will display my cookie, my session ID, and anyone else will be able to use my login if I show this. So I'll click on something else, cookie settings. If you see this, this is the content for cookie settings, but this will something else for session ID. So I grab the session ID content and then post it in this field in the session ID. So the problem with the session ID is it's going to expire after some time. So we don't know how long it's going to stay. So you may start getting error after some time, and then you have to do this again and again manually. So yeah, adding username and password takes care of this problem. So if you don't want to do it manually, add username and password. It will create the session ID internally in the program, and rotate it whenever it needs it. Okay, so once you set up these things, all you need to do is it will be in a stop mode. You just need to start the bot. So I'll just stop it and it'll just run the bot. So sometimes what happens when you run the bot is it will try to install all the dependencies completely. So it's going to take 5 or 6 minutes, but luckily that didn't happen now. If that happens, you'll have to wait it out. So now it actually came up straight away. The bot is alive. You can see that it's logged in. It's got the session ID from database, and it ran a request to understand if the session ID is correct, and got few details. You can see all these things in the logs. And if there is anything wrong, you will also see the information here. If it's not able to log in, you can see that login required or something like that, some other message here instead of this coins and other details, right? So you started your bot now, started your service now. So you once you started a service, grab this URL. This is the URL through which you can access your service, and you can call the webhook. I'll do one thing. I'll close this one. Don't save. So this is the webhook I've already set up. So I will not use this. Let's do it from the beginning. So in order to create, in order to create a Postman call, this is a Postman. By the way, like if you're not aware, it's already it's also again I mentioned this in my earlier videos how to use the Postman and all. You can install the Postman as a client, or you can also use a web version if you don't want to install in your computer, right? I have my own client here, so I'm just try to use this. So to test this, what you need to do is you need to create a new HTTP request and enter this URL here and slash webhook. So this will not work because our webhook is a post request, not a get request. And if you go here, back to our program and go to server.py, you can see that this is a post request. Okay, this is not a post request, but it actually needs a payload. So we need to send it as a post request. So I'll convert this to a post request, and then you need to send a body. So I'll just send a raw body. This is a test alert message. So this is a content which I want to send. So send this, and you can see that my bot has already got this message, right? So instead, I don't want to send this random message. I want to send a more formal message, or a more structured message. Let's say that, like I'll just copy this message I found from handcrafted it. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste this instead and then send it. So now what happens? You can see that it's still sent it as a text, and it's sending it as a JSON. So this is a JSON message. This format is JSON. So you can verify a JSON format. There are a lot of online validation tools available for JSON. So if you're not sure if it conforms to JSON format, you can copy into that and then verify whether the format is JSON or not. So right now this is a JSON format, but the problem is it's still not printing as a tabular format or more structured way. So what we need to do for that is we need to send another parameter, a query parameter called has JSON request is equal to true. So I'll use this and remove the chart. So JSON request is equal to true. Oops, failure. Why? Okay, it's not a JSON request because it's a text request. If you look at this, I'll go back to this. Its none type is I triple. Okay, so this is not a JSON request. That's what's happening. So we'll not be able to pass this. So in order to make it as a JSON request, what you need to do is set this and send it again. So it's success. You can see that. You can see the message here, and you can also see the message here. Right? It's coming up as in a formatted way. So now let's say you want to make it more stylish like this, something like this instead of just a plain. So for that, what you need to do is go back to this message here and look at the parameters. So there's a parameters called table format. Okay, so the values you can get it from this tabulate link. So the tabulate is Python package which I'm using to make it structured. So these are the different table formats available. You can go to this link and scroll down to table format. You can see different table formats. I'll use the fancy grade. So what I'll do is and blfmt is equal to a fancy grade. So I'll just use this, send this one, success. And if I go back to this, there it is. So we are now sending alert messages to the Telegram group. Now let's say you want to send also a chart snapshot, something like this. So when the alert comes up, you want to send a chart. All right. So if you want to do that, there is a simple way. What you need to send is you need to send a chart ID. So chart is equal to dash dash dash. So this ID you can get it from when you log into chart. This is the ID which is present here. Just copy this and then post it here. So chat is equal to this. So that means that it is not only sending the message, but it also tries to grab the chart snapshot. So I'll send this, send success. We'll see what's happening in the logs. So it generated a tabular format, but it's not here yet. So this is the last one. So the new message hasn't come yet. So let's wait for some more time. So what's happening is here, it's setting up the Selenium. It's trying to load the chart and then take a snapshot. So it's going to take some time because it has to do everything manually. So if you can see that it loaded this chart, and then let's wait for some more time. Let's wait for some more time. It's going to take some time. Sleep for 10 seconds. So you can go to output maybe, and you can see that sometimes. Okay, it's not posting now. So adjusting position by 100. What happens is when you load a chart, it will be very close somewhere here. So adjusting load by 100 means it will just drag a little bit so that it's more visible. And then so it's sent now. So you can see that there is a new message which came at just now 312 312, so 312 here. So and also the chart snapshot. So you can see this snapshot here. You can also put any this chart URL. You can actually put some indicators and everything, but remember that if you're using a invite only indicator, then you need to log in to show that indicator, otherwise it won't be available. So if you want to show invite only indicator here, which you only have access to, then what you need to do is you need to provide a login credentials and the secrets, right? That's about sending the screenshot. But let's check one more thing. So we are sending a chart screenshot now, and but if you look at this, so there is one more thing. Okay, so look at this, then look at the chart here. So we are sending a apple. We are sending a details of the apple, but if you look at the screenshot, it's just Ethereum. So how do we handle this? So for that, what you need to do is you need to send another parameter here, and is equal to APL, right? So when you're setting an alert, for which you are setting an alert, right? So you can set all these parameters in the webhook URL. It doesn't need to be dynamic. So what goes here is a dynamic that comes because of based on your alert. So you can set this to whatever ticker you are setting the alert for. So okay, I'm sending this now. So let's see what happens. It's going to take some time again. Same process. It created a alert message and setting up a Selenium again. So unfortunately, I couldn't get around this. Set up Selenium once and use it again and again. That I couldn't get up. I couldn't get it done. I'll try to probably do more research on this and try to come up with an idea on that. So I can see that the alert, the chart URL has changed now. It has now appended question mark symbol is equal to AAPL, right? So it's going to load Apple chart, and then it's going to take a screenshot of Apple chart instead of Ethereum chart, right? So let's wait for it to come down. It's going to be another 10 seconds, I think. 10 seconds, yeah. And then we'll get it in the Telegram. Adjusting position by 100. Almost there. Chat is ready to capture. Done, right? So look at this now. So it sent Apple chart now instead of sending Ethereum chart, right? So that is another parameter which you can use. And the last one is delivery. For example, if you look at this message came so late because it was waiting for a screenshot. You don't need to wait for a screenshot to get this message. So what you can do for that, like, if you want to get the alert as soon as possible and get the chart snapshot later on, if you want to do that, then what you can do is you can set delivery is equal to ASAP. So you add another parameter called delivery is equal to ASAP, right, as soon as possible. So as soon as the alert messages are prepared, it will be sent. So there may be delay between sending alert message and the chart snapshot. So that's we can't really help about that. So see, the alert message came straight away with this, and but we are still waiting for the chart to complete, right? So that's how we can use this. I think I will not wait for the chart to come back because we already seen this happening. So we'll probably stop it here. Let me know if you have any further questions. And I think I've covered everything. You can probably go through this. You can go through the previous videos as well. It will give you a better understanding. And try it out and let me know if you have any questions. Right. Thanks very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the session.